Hi everybody, it's Claire back again with the next part of our series and the next page of our book. So let's have a look at what we're going to make. This page here, which is relatively simple, it's just got a tag and a pocket and then just some very simple decorations. So let me take you through what you need. We're using a new paper bag, and I've already stuck the two edges down so that it doesn't flap up here. You need a piece of paper that you're putting on as your base sheet, cut at 8 by 4.5 inches, and we're going to stick that one down first. So let's just leave that there. And then for the pocket, I've just cut a piece of black card which is 4.5 inches plus an extra inch, so 5.5 inches, and then I've scored in at 1/2 inch on either side so that that folds under, just to give a bit of depth under there. And then I've just cut a semicircle out here with my 2-inch punch. So let's stick those two down and then we can get on with the decorations. So using my ATG to stick this piece of paper down. One in the middle. And then I'm going to position it 1/4 inch from the open end of the bag, like I did for the first. I can never keep the ATG on the paper. I'm really bad. Okay. So stick that one down, and then I'm going to put the pocket on. So I've folded the two scored edges over and I've put double-sided tape on those. I'm just going to strip that off. Oh, no, I'm not very good at doing this. Okay, I've just put a little piece on the bottom. I haven't gone all the way across, which is fine. And then that's just going to sit over the top here, but I'm going to stagger it in just a little bit so it doesn't fit right up to the very edge of the bag, or the edge of the paper. I'm just going to leave a bit of the stripy paper showing that end. Okay, and then I'd put one of the carol sheets at an angle on the top of that pocket. So let me just cut this little bit off here. I haven't quite cut it out properly when I was prepping everything. Okay, let's just move this out of the way. I inked it quite heavily. The paper is strong enough to be able to rub your inker over and get quite a dark effect around the edge. I'm using Vintage Photo. I must start using the other colours actually. I always use Vintage Photo. And then I wanted a bit of a torn look, and I do have Tim Holtz's distressing tool, but I found if I use my nail I can just get a tattered edge look quicker than using a tool. So I'm going to rip the top, just rip it over. And I quite like that look. And then I'm just going to re-ink where I've caught the edges to get rid of the white inside of the paper before sticking that down. That's it. And then we're going to stick that down on the top there like that. So I'm just going to use some, let me just grab it, tacky glue for that. So I'm going to stick that corner up here. Can't remember where it was. Not that corner, because I want the corners to curl up. So tacky glue on the back and then stick it down. But I haven't stuck it right to the edges, so these will lift up, which is what I wanted. Just curl that corner over. Okay. And then for the decoration, I used the Festive Greenery decorative strip, or the holly leaves off the Festive Greenery decorative strip, which are just the right size to go on here. And I put 3 at the top, so I'm just going to position them around. I've cut them out and I've inked them as well. I'm just going to fold them just to give a vein down the middle. Fold the next one. Don't know if you can see that. It just lifts it up, stops it from being a flat leaf, because holly leaves aren't flat. So it's only a rough fold. You could do it with your ball tool, scoring tool, but folding them's fine. Okay, so I've got 2 at the top, and then did I put 2 at the bottom? Let me just have a look. Yeah, 2 at the bottom. On my original design I had put, I've got one of the on the edge doily cutters, and I'd put a doily under here, but I haven't done that on this page this time. Leaf number 4 and leaf number 5. They were a bit fiddly, but leaf number 5. So I'm going to stick those down, and let's get my tacky glue. I'm just going to stick one of the flat sides. So I've put some glue down one of the flat sides, and I've attached, press that down, and then I'm going to do the same with the next one. I'm sure they'll all squash down when the book's closed, but at least they'll have a fold in and look I can't think what I'm going to say, I can't think of my words. They won't look flat, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I've just stuck those up there, and the same with the bottom 2. If you can see. I haven't put much glue on, it's quite sticky. I'm just going to put that one under the hymn sheet, and then this one just curving round under the first one. Let's get in the right way round. Just want to stick. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit more glue under there. Let's just put a bit on my finger, just so that that stalk sticks down. And then I'm just going to put under here just a little one of the cutouts from the paper. Again, I haven't inked it yet. Let's just run round and ink the edges. And then I'm just going to use the tacky glue. And just slide that underneath. I kept this page quite simple because some of the others are more fussy and more detailed. Okay, and then to finish off the holly berries, you can either cut out little red circles, little red dots. I used the candy cane stickles and just put 3 dots for berries on the holly leaves. So 3 down there, and then 3 up here. I'll try to keep them as round as I could. I don't know if you can see that. I thought that looked quite nice. And then left that to dry. But there was a tag that went in there as well, in the pocket. And you could also put a photo mat, because that's 4.5 inches wide. That's wide enough for a standard sized photograph to slot in as well. So for the photo, I put a tag underneath. For the tag, I've cut a piece of the holly paper to match the holly that we've got on there, and then a black mat to put it on. So I'm going to stick that down. I think that is 2.5 by 4.5 for the holly paper, and then it will be 2 3/4 by 4 3/4 for the black mat. Let's just stick that down. And then decoration, I've just cut out a black square, scalloped edge square, and I've used my X-cut scalloped squares for that. These ones, so I've used 1, 2, 3rd size up. And then I've got a smaller square cut from the paper just to fit on top of that. Again, I've inked the edges, so let's just stick that down. And then stick the black. On the top, stick it down, and then all we need to do is to put a hole in the top. So just using my crocodile, I've put a hole in the top of there. I've just eyeballed it, I haven't measured it, and then around that I'm going to put an eyelet or a hole reinforcer. let's just put a bit of glue on the back of that, smudge it down, stick it down. And then just going to put a bit of seam binding through there. Let's see if I can pull it through first time. No. I'm so not good at doing this. Like so. And then I'm going to tie that. Tie it first and then cut it off. Which way is it going to go? That way. Okay, so that's tied. I'm going to cut it off. The last thing that we need to do is to cut the semicircle out of the bag, ready for the tag to, or the photo mat to go inside. So using a 2-inch punch, I've just eyeballed and cut the semicircle out, and then we've got the photo mat. I use one from my original book. Photo mat to slot in. Of course it's not going to go in. Oh, it is. Just like that. It will go in. And that's it, that's the finished page. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Quite quick, that one, and I'll see you back shortly for the next page. Thanks for watching.